Yeah, welcome to Unit 2, Session 4. Our topic for discussion today is Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA for short. By the end of this session, you should be able to state the governing body of the authority, explain the objectives and functions of the authority, and mention the functions of the Commissioner General. The Ghana Revenue Authority Act 2009, Act 791, establishes the Ghana Revenue Authority, which replaces the Internal Revenue Service, the Custom, Excise and Preventive Service, and the Value Added Tax Service for administration of taxes and to provide for related purposes. This act came into force on December 31, 2009. So it means that before 2009, we had three separate departments responsible for the collection of tax revenues and the administration in Ghana. We had the Internal Revenue Service, the Custom Exercise, the Custom, Excise and Preventive Service, and the Value Added Tax Service. Each of these departments was headed separately by a commissioner. However, the 2009 Act, Act 791, integrated the three revenue departments into one, which is the Ghana Revenue Authority, and is headed by one main Commissioner General. One main Commissioner General. Let us look at the objectives of the authority. One objective is to provide a holistic approach to tax and customs administration. 2. To reduce administrative and tax compliance costs and provide better service to taxpayers. 3. To promote efficient collection of tax revenues and the equitable distribution of tax burden and ensure greater transparency and integrity. Another objective is to ensure greater accountability to the government for the professional management of tax administration. Another objective is to improve information linkage and sharing of information among the division of the authority. We'll look at the various divisions of the authority later in this session. And last but not the least, to provide a one-stop service for taxpayers for the submission of returns and payment of taxes. Let us look at the functions of the authority. One function is to assess and collect taxes, interest and penalties on taxes due to the Republic with optimum efficiency. 2. To pay the amounts collected into the consolidated fund unless otherwise provided by this act and other act. So this act here we are referring to Act 791 of 2009. Another function of the authority is to promote compliance and tax compliance and tax education. Another function is to combat tax fraud, evasion, and cooperate to that effect with competent law enforcement agencies and revenue agencies in other countries. 5. Advise district assemblies on the assessment and collection of their revenue. Next, to prepare and publish reports and statistics related to its revenue collection. Another function of this authority is to make recommendations to the Minister on Revenue Collection Policy. And last but not the least, to perform any other function in relation to revenue as directed by the minister or assigned to it by any other enactment. Let us look at the governing body of the authority. Subsection 2 of Section 4 of Act 791 empowers the President to appoint the chairperson and members of the governing board of the authority, and this is in accordance with Article 70 of the 1992 Constitution. So the board shall consist of a chairperson, the Commissioner General of the authority, a representative of the Ministry of Finance, not below the rank of a director, a representative of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, not below the rank of a director, the Governor of Bank of Ghana, or a representative of the Governor, and not below the rank of a Deputy Governor. And lastly, 4 other persons from the private sector, two of whom are women. So in all, the governing body of the authority is made up of 9 people. Let us look at the function of the board. Section 5 of the Act 791 provides that the board shall ensure the proper and effective performance of functions of the authority through the supervision and monitoring of the authority in the performance of its function, formulation of administrative policy for the smooth and efficient management of the authority, determination of a scheme of service for the staff of the authority, and perform any other function incidental to the object of the authority. Let us look at the functions of the Commissioner General. The President appoints the Commissioner General of the authority in accordance with Article 195 of the 1992 Constitution. The Commissioner General holds office with certain terms and conditions which are all specified in the letter of appointment, and then he or she is appointed for a term of 4 years, which is renewable. So the Commissioner General is responsible for the day-to-day administration of the affairs of the authority and is answerable to the board for the performance of the functions of that office. The Commissioner General shall perform any other function determined by the board. The Commissioner General shall delegate a function to an officer of the authority, but is not relieved from the ultimate responsibility for the performance of the delegated function. Another function is that he or she is responsible for the direction and supervision of employees of the authority. The Commissioner General shall, in consultation with the board, appoint one of the commissioner to act for the Commissioner General in absence of the Commissioner General. Let us now look at the divisions of the authority. In the introduction of this session, we said that there are 3 main divisions of the authority. These are the Domestic Tax Revenue Division, the Customs Division, the Support Service Division, and we can also have any other division determined by Parliament. Let us take these divisions one after the other. So we start with the Domestic Tax Revenue Division. This division is responsible for the collection of income tax. So we have corporate tax, personal income tax, and the payee. This division is also responsible for the collection of value-added tax, gift tax, capital gains tax, domestic excise duty, royalties, Get One levy, communications levy, etc. Then we have the Customs Division. This This division is responsible for the collection of import duty, import VAT, export duty, etc. And last but not the least, we have the Service Support Division. This division is mandated to serve as a conduit support to the other operational divisions, which is the Domestic Tax Revenue Division and then the Custom Division, and also to the Commissioner General's Secretariat to enable them perform their functions efficiently to aid in revenue mobilization. This brings us to the end of today's session. In today's session, we looked at the objectives of the authority, the functions of the authority, the governing body of the authority, the functions of the board, functions of the Commissioner General, and last but not the least, divisions of the authority. Hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you.